Hey everyone, welcome back. So in our last couple of explainers, we dove into verbs and got a really good handle on the present tense. But what about, well, yesterday? Today, we're going to look back, literally. We're mastering the past tense so you can talk about anything and everything that's already happened and do it with total confidence. Let's jump right in.
So this is really the big question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. Whether you're telling a friend a story about your weekend or just describing what you did at work, you need the right words, the right tools to talk about things that are already over and done with. So how do we do it? How do we talk about the past clearly and, get it right every time?
Well, to answer that question, we're going to open up what I like to call our grammar toolbox. And inside this toolbox, you'll find 4 super important tools. These are the 4 past tenses, and each one helps us build really clear, precise sentences about the past. Let's pull them out one by one and see what they do. Okay, first things first, we're going to start with the 2 tools you'll probably find yourself using all the time. These are your everyday go-to tenses from most situations, the simple past and the past continuous. First up, we've got the simple past. Now, if this were a real toolbox, the simple past would be your hammer. Why? Because it's straightforward, it's strong, and you use it for everything. You use it for any action that started in the past and finished in the past. It's done. Over. Complete. Simple as that.
And you know what? The structure is just as simple as the name. All you need is your subject, and then you pop in the past form of the verb. We sometimes call this V2. And don't worry, we'll talk more about that later. But that's it. No extra helper words needed for most sentences. So easy.
Take a look at this. They played football. It's so clear, right? The action, playing football, it's over. It's finished. It happened sometime in the past. This sentence does its job perfectly and directly. That is a textbook example of the simple past tense. All right, tool number 2. This is the past continuous. Now, if the simple past tells you what happened, the past continuous paints a bigger picture. It tells you what was happening, what was in progress at a specific moment in the past. It's all about describing an action that was ongoing. Now, the structure here is a little different, but still super straightforward. You take your subject, add either was or were, and then you take your main verb and add that ing ending. That little combo, was or were plus ing, is your signal that the action was in progress. For instance, I was reading a book. See the difference? It doesn't just say you read a book. It puts us right there with you, in the past, in the middle of the action. You can almost picture it, right? That's the magic of the past continuous. Okay, you're doing an amazing job. We're halfway through our toolbox, and you've already got 2 of the most important tenses down. Now, if you want to keep building these skills and really become a grammar pro, then here's what you can do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for the A1 Institute channel and give this explainer a like. It really helps us out. And hey, if you have a friend who's also learning, share it with them. Oh, and don't forget, we have a complete playlist of these explainers in Hindi too, so definitely go check that out if that's helpful for you. All right, break time's over. You ready to level up your grammar game? Let's dig deeper into our toolbox and pull out the advanced tools, the perfect tenses. Now, these are the ones that let you talk about the past with some serious precision, especially when you're trying to connect more than one thing that happened. So first up is the past perfect. Think of this tense as your timeline tool. It has one very specific, very important job: to show the sequence of events. So let's say 2 things happened in the past. The past perfect is what you use to talk about the action that happened first. It's the earlier past. And the structure is a dead giveaway. It always uses the helping verb had, always. That's followed by something called the past participle, or what we call the 3rd form of the verb, V3. That little word had is your big flashing sign that we're talking about the earlier of 2 past events. This example is just perfect. She had left when I arrived. Let's break that down. There are 2 things that happened in the past. She left and I arrived. But which one happened first? Be had left tells us. First, she left, then I arrived. See how that works? It creates a clear timeline. That's the real power of the past perfect. And here it is, our final tool, the past perfect continuous. If the last tense was a timeline tool, this one is like a precision stopwatch. It does the same basic job. It talks about an action that happened before another past action, but it adds one super important detail. duration. It tells us how long that earlier action was going on for.
The secret sauce for this tense is the phrase had been. You take your subject, add had been, and then your verb with the ing ending. That had been combination is the key. It tells you two things at once. The action happened earlier, and it was continuous. And check out how this works in a sentence. I had been studying for 2 hours before the exam. So the exam happened in the past. But what was going on before that? Well, the action of studying was happening, and not just for a moment, but continuously for a specific amount of time, 2 hours. This tense lets you pack all that complex information about timing into one single elegant sentence. It's pretty cool.
Phew. Okay, we've gone through all 4 tools in our past tense toolbox. So what do you say we lay them all out side by side? Let's look at a blueprint, a quick summary that's going to make everything we just talked about totally click into place. Just look at this table. It makes it so clear. Simple past, I went home. Boom, finished action. Past continuous, I was going home. You can see me on the journey, right? I was in the middle of it. Past perfect, I had gone home. This means I got home before something else happened. And finally, past perfect continuous, I had been going home. This focuses on the duration of my travel before that other thing happened. When you see them all together like this, the special job of each tense really stands out.
So you might be thinking, okay, cool, but why does this really matter for me? Well, listen, if you're a student, getting these tenses right is absolutely crucial for your exams, for your essays. If you're a working professional, wow, this is how you make your emails, your reports, your presentations sound polished and professional. Honestly, this is for anyone who just wants to tell a story or explain what happened without getting all tangled up. It's about clear communication. And just like that, you've got 4 powerful new tools in your grammar toolbox for talking all about the past. But you probably noticed that a couple of times I mentioned things like V2 and V3, the second and third forms of verbs. So what's the deal with those? What are they exactly? Well, you are in luck, because that is exactly what we are going to break down in our very next explainer. We're going to do a deep dive into all the different verb forms, V1, V2, and V3. Understanding these is the final piece of the puzzle to building all these tenses with 100% confidence. It's going to be a good one, so I'll see you there.